Today, we are going to demystify a topic that so many of us get thrown into, whether we actually have the title or not: project management. If you've ever had to lead a team to get something done on a deadline, you are in the right place. Let's dive in.
Just think about it for a second. You know the one. The project with the deadlines that kept shifting, the budget that just seemed to, poof, disappear, or the one where nobody was really sure who was supposed to be doing what? Yeah, we've all been there, and it is an incredibly frustrating place to be. But what if there was a way to avoid all that chaos?
And this contrast right here, it really gets to the heart of it all. On one side, you've got all those familiar symptoms of a project that's in trouble: deadlines flying by, budgets totally blown, and a lot of unhappy people. But on the other side, that's the goal: predictability, success, and stakeholders who are actually satisfied. That clear path from chaos to clarity, that's what project management is all about.
So let's get into exactly why this structured approach is so powerful. It's not just about having a bunch of checklists and charts. It's a fundamental shift in how you get work done and get it done effectively.
Okay, so what's really powerful here is how we frame these benefits. See, this isn't just about finishing a task. It's about meeting the real business objectives. It's about making the absolute best use of everyone's time, money, and crucially, it's about being ready to handle risks and changes before they completely derail you. It's all about delivering the right thing at the right time.
All right, let's start with the absolute basics. What even is a project? The two key words you got to remember here are temporary and unique. A project isn't your day-to-day operations. Nope, it has a clear start and a clear end. And its whole purpose is to create something that didn't exist before, like a new app, a new marketing campaign, or a brand new process.
Okay, so we've got a handle on what a project is. But I'm sure you've heard other terms thrown around, like program and portfolio. And listen, they're not interchangeable. Understanding the difference is actually key to seeing the whole big picture. So a program is basically a collection of related projects. Think about building a new airplane, right? You might have one project just for the engines, another for the navigation system, and a third for the cabin interior. Managing all of those together as a program makes sure they all fit and work together seamlessly. Something you just couldn't do if you were managing them all separately in their own little silos.
And then you zoom out even further to the portfolio. This is the highest level. A portfolio is a whole collection of projects and programs that are all lined up to hit a company's main strategic goals. So a car company's portfolio might include a program for new electric vehicles, a project to make their factories more efficient, and another one to expand into a new market. All of these are driving toward that company's future.
And this is where it all clicks together. Just notice how success is measured differently at each level. For a single project, it's pretty straightforward. Did you deliver on time and on budget? For a program, it's about delivering the combined benefits of all its projects. But for a portfolio, success is measured by the overall performance of the investment and how well it's pushing the entire organization's strategy forward.
All right, so we understand the landscape. Now, how do you actually manage a project? Let's get into the practical roadmap, a 5-step framework that can really guide any project to success.
And that's really the beauty of this framework. It honestly doesn't matter if you're building a bridge, launching a website, or planning an event. These 5 process groups, they provide a universal structure to get you all the way from an idea to completion. So here's the journey, and it's crucial. You start by initiating, that's getting the official green light. Then you move into planning, where you create the map of exactly how you're going to get there. Executing is, well, actually doing the work. Now, this is critical. Monitoring and controlling happens throughout the entire project. It's not just a phase. It's how you make sure you're still on track and adjust your course when you need to. Finally, closing gives you that formal end where you hand off the final product and, importantly, document everything you learned. Now, I know what you might be thinking. This all sounds a little rigid, but great project management is actually the exact opposite. It's all about being smart and adaptable, which brings us to a super important concept: tailoring. This, quote, it just gets right to the heart of it. Remember our definition of a project? It's a unique endeavor. So it only makes sense that the way you manage it has to be unique too.
Exactly. You don't need to use every single tool and every single process for every single project. I mean, think about it. A small internal project just doesn't need the same level of documentation as a massive multi-year construction project. Tailoring is all about being strategic and using what actually works for your specific situation.
And here's how you can do it methodically. First, you pick your overall approach. Do you know everything up front? Or are you going to need to adapt as you go? Then, you make sure your plan fits within your organization's rules. After that, you fine-tune it for the project's specific details. And maybe, most importantly, you keep learning and improving your process as you go.
This brings us to our final and, perhaps the most important section. We've talked a lot about how to manage projects, but how do we know if we've truly succeeded? The answer might be a little bigger than you think.
When most people think about project success, this is what comes to mind. Did we finish on time? Did we stay within budget? Did we deliver what we promised? And look, these are absolutely important. They're like the foundational metrics. But really, is that the whole story? Think about a project that hit all those targets perfectly, but the final product was never actually used or didn't solve the business problem it was supposed to. Was that project really a success?
And this is the modern, more complete view of what success looks like. It's about stakeholder satisfaction. Are the key people happy? It's about achieving real business value, like a positive return on investment, or ROI. Did the project generate more value than it cost to make? Did we help fulfill the organization's strategy? And did people actually adopt and use what we built? That's the real win.
So as we wrap this up, I'm going to leave you with this one question. The next time you're handed a project, don't just ask what's the deadline and what's the budget. Ask what does success really look like for the business and for our stakeholders? Answering that question, well, that's the first step to moving from being an accidental project manager to being a truly effective one.